gentlemen. Welcome to Sunday Live. I'm sorry I'm late. I know I said I was going to start at 2 but let me just do this. Nan's here to visit for a couple of weeks. I've scooped her for, like Karen said, I don't know if I'll be able to come up on. I said, I'm keeping her for 2 weeks. And then I started editing on the first video of the recipe box. The journey of the recipe box that we're going to be taking while I catalog everything. And let me just move that up out of the way like that. Let's move it down there. Just go down there. Yeah. Because it's reflecting off my glasses and it's driving me bonkers. There we go. Let me say hi. Oh, I better be on live chat, instead of top chat. All right. Hey, Becky, Lady J, Life with the Wolfie Semla, Ma, Martha Holcomb, Melody Ray, our Urban Homestead, Roberta Cook, Steven, and Chaos. How's everybody doing today? Let me get this back out. Pop out that live chat. Get it on. Oh no, we're going to leave it small so that, because I have my tripod in between, like right next to the chat, so I can look down, look up. Hey, Helen Burke, how's it going? So the journey of the recipe box has begun, and it's I've got 5 sets of cards out here today. One that I don't always do, and yeah, I've got some cards out today. Oh my God, the Oculus! By the time we weren't in the car an hour, and I felt like an hot iron rod had gone from, picture your hips with holes where your joints go in, right? Right from one hip to the other, right across my lower back, was screaming. My shoulders were screaming. My knees were screaming. My foot was already sore, and so was my neck. And so by the time, literally, honest to God, by the time we got home, I was like the Tin Man going, okay. And it wasn't as bad this morning, but it was, I'm really thinking I'm going to find a way eventually to get one, because I don't see me using it so much in the summertime, because there's like racing and gardening and pool and all that stuff. But in the wintertime, when the canning's done, and I'm just, doing cooking. But now, mind you, there are a whole new series of videos coming out. March 20th, the first day of spring. My dad's birthday's on the 22nd. He would have been 96. No. Let me think about this. 1926? Yeah, he'd be 96. He'd be 96 this March. Anyway, I'm going to do a whole new series on cooking with guys. I'm really tired. Okay, yesterday was a really long day. Friday was a really long day. Let's put it this way: I cleaned on Friday, and I mean cleaned. I didn't just sweep and vacuum and do the dishes. I swept down walls and curtains and cobwebs and dusted and swept under beds. The whole things you don't do every day, right, or every week. And then I did Freaky Friday. And if for patrons who know me, Freaky Friday, I almost never make it through an entire song dancing. But did you see me go through 2 in the Oculus, right? So, okay, I have to check something because my focus, okay, never mind. I'll do it on another, because I'll end up shutting you off. So, because it keeps going, woo, every time I do something, my camera kind of refocuses. So I have, just when I was thinking, and I do this every year, I get to our half-acre homestead and things start to feel stale to me, except when the babies start, right? But in the winter, things get pretty stale between Christmas and spring. But now I have a pot, and I'm going to learn how to use it. And now I have a recipe box that's almost 100 years old. Okay? You think about this, right? My Aunt Audrey's grandmother was born within the same generational line as Laura Ingalls. Maybe she might be like 10 or 15 or 20 years younger than Laura Ingalls. Think about that. Okay. So here I am embracing, I'm being forced to embrace new technology and gadgets like Oculus and Instapots. But I'm also going into the past, and I'm going to bring some of those recipes to life, because it's going to be years me cataloging these recipes in this box. I'm building a cookbook. It's a journey that I'm not going to rush. So, but as I do it, I'm going to film all of this stuff in little bits and snippets, and you're going to see all the journey of it. But I'm also going to start doing recipes. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Recipes from it for our half-acre homestead. So you made it through, Danny boy. That's Thursday. Yeah, I made it through. Trust me. But I could not walk when I got home last night. I could not get comfortable in the truck. I was like, I smoked a joint on the way home, and it didn't do any good. Right? So last night it was like, okay, muscle relaxers. I'll be making some can of milk tonight for pain meds. So anyway, I realized that in the winter, when things are stale, right, I'm more prone to be on my butt than doing anything outside, because it's winter and dangerous outside for me. But guess what? That thing has not just that kind of workout. They have different kinds of workouts. They have physical workouts, cardio workouts, low impact exercises, and you can work your way up. It's kind of like a Peloton, but you're in there. You're in the room, right? And then there's meditations that it can help me with my meditations. Not that I have a problem with meditations, but it's easier when it's fun, right? And then there's also, so I'm thinking that if I get one, it'll be a winter activity. I'm just too busy any other time, right? Oh, good for you, Stephen. Good for you. I don't get to take days off. I get pissed. So we're all here, right? And my lips are burning again. We're all here. This is just tinted like chapstick. It's called Vitamin Infused Balm. So anyway, I get up this morning and I said, okay, I have to work today, because I work 7 days a week. You guys don't see all the things I do in a day. And I said to Howie, I have to work today, right? It's Sunday. His mom's here. So I will, I'll make supper and we'll all get together for supper, but I have to work. I work, all day, every day. I have an 8-hour day every single day, 7 days a week, right? Yesterday was a day off, and man, you saw, I got to show you what I bought at the factory outlet. At the factory outlet, 3 heavy grocery bags for like $40, $43. Anyway, so I expected my husband to spend the day with his mother. My husband is outside shoveling and snow blowing. And okay, I'm reading this. I'm working my way through the Anne's House of Dreams by the Anna Green Gables series, and there's a character called Miss Cornelia, and she doesn't like men. She doesn't, and her favorite saying, "Just like a man," right? Well, I've picked that up because I've tried to explain to my husband, I work. Just because I'm here doesn't mean that I am available, because I'm at work, right? So, hey, T Mama Dukes. No, I'm just going to continue to lose weight and start building up my muscle mass again, right? Pain be damned. This is what the Oculus is going to help me with. Because in the summer, I'm in the pool, I'm gardening, I'm in and out, lifting canners, all this stuff. In the wintertime, I'm more sedentary, so I would like to keep the ball rolling throughout the winter. But anyway, I get up. I'm like the Tin Man without the oil can. I get dressed. I asked Mom, you want something to eat? No, I don't want anything to eat. So I gave her a cup of tea and a banana. I said, eat a banana. And then I came in here to start work, and Mom and Howie are watching TV. And then Howie comes into the office and says, well, make sure Mom has something to eat, eh? I'm going out to Snowblow. And I went, she doesn't want anything. I just gave her a banana. And he goes, well, maybe you could. Now, Mom brought this like 1.5 pound package of P-Mill bacon. Now, P-Mill bacon, for my American friends, is not smoked. It's not back bacon. It is the loin, but it is pickled and rolled in yellow pea meal. It's pickled. There's no smoking process at all. It has a different flavor altogether. But we don't eat it often, right? And Mom brought like 1.5 pound P-Mill bacon. So I went, oh, tonight I'm going to make a macaroni and cheese and broccoli casserole with P-Mill in it. Because it's one of those bacons. It's a bacon. It's like ham, but it's pickled. And it's one of those things you can put in because it doesn't have to brown out. It doesn't have to get crispy. It can stay soft like ham, right? Hey, Marie Dunn. Timothy Williams. Yeah, regarding work. Yeah, exactly. It's 7 days a week. So anyway, Howie said, well, come in and make sure, he comes in the office. I'm going to Snowblow. Well, gee, thanks. Make me feel like a shithead for sitting in here and working because I work 7 days a week. But Mom already knows. Mom knows I work 7 days a week, right? So he goes, well, make sure Mom gets something to eat. And I went, she didn't want anything. I gave her a banana. She knows where the toaster is, right? But Mom's really frail, so I am not going to be making her even make toast for herself. So I said, do you want a sliced apple? Blah, blah, blah. No, I'm fine. So he says, make sure Mom eats. And I went, I gave her a banana. And he goes, well, maybe you could make her a toasted P-Mill bacon and cheese sandwich. And a couple for me, too. And I just looked at him. So you want me to cook lunch now? I said, I just told you I'm going live at 2:00. I have editing to do for tomorrow. And I'm cooking supper, too. So you want me to cook lunch? Well, So, of course, I make him 2 P-Mill bacon sandwiches. I make Mom a P-Mill bacon sandwich. I'm making sure Mom gets a cup of tea every time I have a cup of tea. I make sure she's got. So anyway, he goes out to Snowblow, and he comes back in 5 minutes to 2. I've just gotten my cousin Angie off the phone because it takes me sometimes 20 minutes to set up for a live stream. So he comes in. As I said, okay, I'm going live in 5. And as I'm walking away, he goes, well, could you change the channel for Mom? Like, can you find something for Mom to watch on the TV? And I went, no, I just said I'm going live in 5 and I'm not even set up yet. And he goes, but I'm in my boots. I said, so what? You washed the floors? So he goes and finds something for Mom to watch, and I make her a cup of tea, and that's why I'm late, because I had to go to the bathroom and then I had to set up. And I looked at Mom and I shook my head after he left, and I said, you see, Mom? I said, he could be spending this entire day with his mother while I'm working, because he's going to be at work all this week. So Mom's going to spend a lot of her time alone when I'm working, and when Howie's working, right? And it's not fair. Why can't he just spend time with his mother today? Fuck the snow blowing. We got in and out of the way, okay? Nobody's going anywhere till Tuesday except him. So yeah, they don't. And so now I've taken on this new project that's going to take me years, and I have to schedule time out of, my live streams with patrons, making videos for our Half Acre Homestead, reading and editing for the reading channel, and now this, right? I work 7 days a week. So, but I'm at home for some. Sorry, you didn't see that. So anyway, that's hi. I hope you and Suzanne and some of your videos this week, because she's so fun. Who's Suzanne? Older people sometimes do well with mini small. Exactly. Right. So I made Mom a sandwich and I said, do you want some sliced apples with that? She said, no. And I'm making a nice macaroni and cheese casserole with onion and broccoli and P-Mill bacon for supper. I've already got, since I was already cooking female bacon and making toast and unloading the dishwasher, I figured I'd boil the pasta and slice the female and the onions for supper. Because as soon as this is over, I have to go start supper and then fix Mom's laptop because it's doing things she doesn't understand, doesn't know how to fix because it's a laptop. You know what I mean? Well, it's not. Yesterday was the first day I had been out of my house since I went to Costco. Now, let me tell you something about that. I didn't wear anything on my face. Not when I went into Tim Hortons, not when I went into the gas station, not when I went into the store, the factory outlet grocery store, nowhere. And nobody said a word to me. So I'm done. Howie goes, oh, you might want to grab that shield. I said, no, I told you, I'm done. And I said to Howie, this is my stance, and this is as close as I'm ever going to get. Philippa, did I say it right? Or is it Philippa? Philippa or Philippa? Please correct me. Second or first, Philippa or Philippa? You don't have to anymore in the States, only if you feel better. You don't have to what? So anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, right. And Howie said, well, nothing has dropped here in Ontario just yet. And I said, read my lips. Anybody tries to do this to me in a store or anywhere else, except a hospital, which I would gladly wear, not that it would work, but anybody tries to do this to me in public anymore. And I don't care if the store like Costco is private property. They have no more right forcing me to do this than they have to ask a guy with emphysema to take off his oxygen mask before going in the store. It's the same deal, only in reverse. It's medical. So you can't force me to do something medically against my will, right? Philippa, okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Philippa. Happy birthday to you. Mwah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, so, I mean, I can't really talk about it here, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Because first I compared it to something else, and it was a religious thing, and I said, no, you can't compare it to that, but they cannot ask me, when I'm medically exempt from having something put on my face, like even and this goes pre all of this stuff. My last surgery, they put this big gas mask on me, and I started to panic, and I started yak, 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 and they kept taking it off to hear what I was saying. And I said, don't do that. And they go, why? I said, because I panic when you put that on my face, and the only way I can get through the panic is to talk. He said, well, breathe deep while you're talking. Right? So that was 2012. Okay. So it's just become very apparent in the last 2 years, really apparent in the last couple of months. So I'm done. Right. They can no more force me to cover my mouth and nose to get into a store than to ask an emphysema patient with a portable oxygen mask to take it off to go in the store. It's the same thing. I am. Hey, Angela, how's it going, baby? So anyway, Soul's Journey are calling to me. So I'm not just standing up for these rights. I'm standing up for my own rights because, I said to Howie, I said, are you looking forward to the money I may get back? He said, well, you said you're gonna give me some of it for the car. And I said, not if I can't work. Because if I don't work, I don't earn. You know, he doesn't see it. Well, you're at home. You can sit on hold with my doctor for or you can phone such and such and sit on hold for an hour. No, I can't. Every day is my day. Every day of my day is when I sit up and I stand up, I go, then I decide what I'm capable of today. And then I organize it here before I ever even put my clothing on. I'm organizing, okay, how many eggs are in my basket today and what can I accomplish? And then say, well, can you phone at lunchtime? Can you phone so-and-so? It's like, no, you do it. You're on your lunch. Well, you're at home. No, I'm not. I'm working. I'm at work. So I've gotten in the bad habit. I am very exhausted. Malka, how are you, darling? Helen, you can't, I'm not going to be a bitch. I'm not, but this would be a store owner. You asking, do you have a letter certificate of medical exemption? You can't ask me for that. Nobody gets to ask me for that. Why? Because it's my personal medical information. I am no more gonna tell a store owner why I don't have to do that than I am going to expose my sexual history, my medical history, my marital history, my finances, or anything. It's private. You can't ask me that. It goes against my human rights. And I don't give a shit what the Emergencies Act did. My plans with the new Instapot, first and foremost, are to read the instructions. I'm a woman. I read the instructions. Okay, not always, but yeah, you know what I mean? So I hope I don't get dinged for having this conversation, but I'm not being a bitch, Helen. I'm using that as an example. The store owner can't even ask me for that. They can't. You can't ask me to prove myself, or you can't ask me to prove why I have a right to enter a store. You can't ask me to prove that. You can't ask me for my papers, right? So no. So even, but no one's ever going to see it. Why? Because it's my business, right? Does that make sense, Helen? Never finished in the house. Howie helped me a lot on Friday. But what that means in Howie's head is I helped and I washed the floors for you. Okay? You got to maintain it. And he'll just go back to dropping things wherever he wants to drop them, leaving his towels on the couch, that kind of thing. He does, though, put his dishes in the sink. Even if it does look like Jenga, he'll just set them very delicately on top. You know what I mean? When we move to the cottage, I'm getting my own canning kitchen. Ooh, and pantry. So happy. Yeah, they can. They can. But they could have a lawsuit on their hands for it. It may be private property, but it is open to the public. And you can't choose which public you let in the store unless they're dangerous or they're threatening or they're going to threaten your business or your customers in any way. You know what I mean? They can't do that. That may be private property, but let me tell you something. Let's have a conversation. Let's rework the conversation I had with that guy in Costco, who was in no doubt there for intimidation tactics only, because he was over 6 foot, muscular, and never looked me in the eyes and stood there like a bouncer and told people go, and they made me sit there while everybody stood around, everybody at the checkout watched and stared while that person forced me to comply. Right? Now, if that ever happens again, these are my words. Okay? I don't care if it's private property. It is open to the public, and this card is the only card I need to shop here. You look at me when I'm talking to you, young man. You do not have the right, any more right, to impose that on me than you have the right to tell somebody who comes in with an oxygen mask on to take it off in the store. You don't have that right, and you wouldn't even dare try. And that's it. That's it. That's all. And then if he still says no, I'll say, then I'm going over to customer service and you're going to give me my full money back. Not just the last couple of months of the year. You're going to give me my money back because you don't want my business. Stainless steel is king as far as I'm concerned, Stephen. Okay, today after yesterday. Okay, let me tell you. All right, honest to God. I cleaned on Friday. Took me all day because I had to sit. You know, I swept all the cobwebs. I banged out the curtains and the rugs and I swept and I cleaned the bathroom. Like Howie from the bedroom out, Howie did the floors. Right? I still have to vacuum the rug. But I dusted all the bookshelves. All right? I cleaned the bedroom. I cleaned the bathroom. I organized my office a little better. Then I did Freaky Friday. And then I got up at 5:30 yesterday morning, had a shower, and got organized to go. And we went. And at one point when after we picked up Mom, I actually boosted her butt right into the truck. She weighs about 10 pounds. And then we went and visited Arthur in the driveway. I didn't get out of the truck, and neither did Dan because it's difficult, but we visit. And then we went up and I did the Oculus. Okay. I wasn't on the road a half an hour when I felt like a hot, glowing red steel rod was going from hip to hip across my back and into my hips and my neck and my shoulders. But let me tell you something. I had tears running down my eyes when I got into bed because it was like, oh, thank you, God, right? I mean, my medical herb didn't even touch it. And I slept well. And I got up this morning and yeah, I'm stiff, but not as stiff as I was when I went to bed. And yeah, I'm stiff and I'm taking it slow today, but you know what? It was worth it. I want one. Now, I'm not going to be the person who lives in virtual reality and has friends and visits and all that stuff. I'm going to be using it for workouts and meditations, you know, and maybe some Tai Chi, some low impact exercise. And it's mostly going to be in the wintertime. But was it worth the pain? Absolutely. Because the thing is you can do all of those things. My son pointed this out to me because I called him last night and told it about him. Both sons, actually. I said, you can do all of these things in your own time. But this is interactive. It makes you want to. It's somebody helping you, showing you what to do and say, come on, you can do this. It's kind of like Peloton, but you're in the room with the Peloton guy. You know what I mean? I soaked and cooked some white kidney beans in a chicken stew. My daughter and I are allergic to the pneumonia shot, which is what the other shot is. And there's no doctor that will give us the shot. It could kill us. Yeah. I mean, but they were in the beginning, everybody, I can't talk about this, guys. I can't talk about it. You know, I know people who have had bad reactions, kids, you know, preteens. Right? 12 to 14-year-olds, chest pains and rashes and blisters and swollen glands and stuff. And I can't talk about it. I really can't. Hey, Carolyn Benjamin, how's it going? Movement is so important as we age. Lose muscle as we age. It's so important to keep moving. Well, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do because in the winter, I'm more, well, up until, you know, New Year's. I'm busy, but between New Year's and St. Patrick's Day or planting is basically just cooking videos and project videos and stuff. But I still have to organize my time. You know what I mean? So no pain, no gain. Yeah, that's right. And it was fun. And that's the point. Angie said, see, it makes you want to do it. And I went, you're right. You're right. So I'm hoping that by this time next year, because you may not see it if you've been with me for a long time or a short time, you may not see the progression I've made in the last 10 years. I've been on YouTube almost 13 years. And in the last 10 years, I've lost 56 pounds. Slow and steady wins the race. And it's given me the hope that this doesn't have to be my physical state forever. Just because I'm 58 years old and I'm fat and I've got fibromyalgia and arthritis, it doesn't mean I can't work around those problems to become a healthier person physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, right? Good for you, Jean. So it's whoa, there we go. All right. I don't know who needs to hear this. Well, blossoming abundance. Now, if you look at this, all right, everything's growing. Moss on the trees, the birds, the flowers, the sun. Everything in this picture is alive and glowing. Blossoming abundance just doesn't necessarily mean stuff. Abundance, somebody needs to hear this. Abundance isn't getting more stuff. Abundance is rejoicing in all the things you already have. I have lost 56 pounds in the last 10 years. I'm rejoicing. I couldn't have done that Oculus 3 years ago. I couldn't have. I don't think I could have done it last year. All right? Every step I take towards, see, some people make the mistake of thinking that when you get to a certain age, you just got to start to settle into your life and that's just what it's going to be for the rest of your days. I say, no. Every day, in every way, I get better, right? And every day, I set a goal for the future. I may be 58 years old, but my Aunt Audrey's 96, and that woman never stopped. Never stopped. She worked in the hospital. Okay, you think about this. All right. Aunt Audrey was an RNA in St. Joseph's Hospital for most of her career. She is an accomplished painter and artist. She's woven rag rugs. She's made dandelion wine. She's done, if something caught her fancy, she did it. I mean, Angie, are you still here? Aunt Audrey went ice skating with her grandchildren and broke her wrist. I think that was some 15, 20 years ago. She's 96. So she had to be in her 70s when she was out ice skating. Now, I can't ice skate to save my life, but it's not to say I won't be able to at 76. You see where I'm going? Aging doesn't have to be a slow slog to the grave. Aging can be a challenge of what can I do in this section or this part of my life that is exciting and beneficial to me every day or today. Because all we have is today, right? What was she? She was a surgical RNA. What was she then, Angie? I know she worked at St. Joe's. She was not an RNA. Joni, no, you don't need a PS4. No, listen, let's talk about video games, okay? Let's talk about video games. Now, this is why the Oculus impressed me. So a PNA. What's a PNA, Angie? But the thing is Aunt Audrey never stopped. You don't know what health conditions will occur as you age, hereditary factors, etc. So are you trying to rain on my parade here, Malka? Seriously. No, I don't. But when those things show up, then I will adjust my life accordingly. But I'm not giving up anymore. I'm just getting started. Oculus will be addictive. Well, I've already tried it. And I know I'm an addict and I know I have addictive behavior. So I know the parameters to set for myself. I set parameters for myself every single day. It's not a PS4, right? So let me talk to you about PlayStations, and I have played on the Xbox, but when video games first came out, okay, the first video game I ever played was an Atari. An Atari. And when I tried to get one from Consumers Distributing because I thought they were cool and low tech, they no longer sold them. So I had to buy a Nintendo system. So we bought the Nintendo system, and then like a year later, we bought a Nintendo 60, not a Nintendo 64, a Super Nintendo. That was the next one up from the original Nintendo. But when this Nintendo 64 came out, it was too much for me. I still have a Super Nintendo. Okay. But I played a few games with Howie, on Xbox or PlayStation or whatever it was, but they were really low tech games. They weren't like all this interactive stuff. So I've gone from a Super Nintendo to an Oculus. I didn't need to go through all of those games because it's not a game to me. I will be using the Oculus for physical fitness, meditation, and pretty much that'll be it. Howie's even thinking of getting one for improving his times on the tree at the racetrack and stuff like that. Hi, Patricia. How are you? You still have your Atari? Oh my God. So, okay. So if you get it, then you understand what I'm saying, right? Everything, no offense, Malka, but everything you kind of said was trying to poke holes in my cloud or poke holes in my balloon. Because for you, it might be addictive. For you, I need to have more protein. And, my point is, no such thing as hereditary diseases. You are genetically predisposed. Hereditary and genetics are two different things, Malka. That's it. And you have the ability to change and create new healthy cells. There you go. So forgive me, Malka, I love you, but I'm not going to let you rain on my parade. Everybody needs hope. Everybody needs positive goals. And I'm not talking about, I'm going to be 170 pounds and get all my fat trimmed off and I'm going to be a superstar on the aerobics station. No, I'm talking about today. Yesterday, I just about killed myself doing that Oculus. And I couldn't walk when I got home barely. I could barely move. But today I'm already feeling better. And the best part was it was fun. So you may know that I'm an addict at Malka, but what you don't know is that I have been in recovery for 24 years and I wouldn't buy the Oculus without trying it to make sure, okay, this is what I know. Yeah, okay, I can see where this could be a real problem. Because you forget, when the internet first came out, I went down a rabbit hole before I ever started a YouTube channel. And it was a scary place to be, and I'll never go back there. So I know what's healthy and what's not for me. Right? I played pinball. I love pinball. Hey, Bridget, how are you? I wonder if this chair has exercise. But anyway, so, Aunt Audrey's always been a real inspiration to me. Her, Aunt Josie, Aunt Gladys. When I was talking to, and these, you think about this, my Aunt Josie, my Aunt Gladys, and my Aunt Audrey are not actually blood related to me. They married into my mother's family. But they're the ones I admire the most. Why? Because they did not. They fought for their places in life. They fought for their places in relationships. And they didn't kowtow to the men. They had lives. And they worked their lives in with their husbands, but they never lost who they were, like the women in my family tended to do. Make sense? Gardening's addictive. That's right. Please don't take me the wrong way, Bev, or I wouldn't be here. I know that, Malka. Honey, hear me. You said something, and I did you the courtesy of being honest with you. It's honesty. I'm not being angry. I'm not saying things to you. I'm not trying to start an argument. I'm doing you the honor of being honest. That's simple. I wouldn't be honest if I didn't, if I didn't give a shit, right? I'd go, yeah, you're right. Or, yep, yeah, I know, right? But I'm sharing, right? Thank you. I asked my grandson to let me view through his Oculus. I visited the Sistine Chapel. It was amazing. You see, I could do that. That's another thing too, is I would like to be able to travel a little bit, and maybe see where I want to go someday. Maybe I'd like to go on an African safari. Maybe I'd like to go to the Holy City and see the Sistine Chapel. Maybe I would like to climb mountains. Maybe I'd like to see if I could spar with a boxer. You know what I mean? All of these things are pop. But when it comes to getting into communities and buying apartments in virtual reality and setting up stores in virtual reality and all that stuff, I'd rather have contact with real people. Even though, I'm on here with you guys, to me, it's a physical contact, right? It's not physical, but we're in contact, right? I'm going to, I never tried this Oculus thing. It must have been a real eye-opener. It was. But it was like I was in the room with the guy, but I could still tell it wasn't reality. That is where I want it. And they're going to be making it so that you can have personal avatars and all these things. But I don't need to get into that. I want to use that technology correctly for me. Does that make sense? She's in her 70s and better fitness than ever. Okay, I missed that. You must have put a really long comment in, Isabella, because all I got was your last sentence. You can't type more than 200 characters, and that includes punctuation and spaces. Or YouTube, the comments goes, no, that's too long. And they just delete it. So when I first got my smartphone, I didn't believe there were real people out there. What, honey, that's a different urban, isn't it? There's many urban homestead people up here. Look up Train with Joan on Instagram. Anyway, I have found a way to exercise, and I'm not going to rest until I do it. But there's also the problem that my internet is Wi-Fi and it's sketchy at best. So this may not even happen until I know that Fibe is coming up my road. And I know Fibe is coming up my road because it's at the end of my road. Hey, Annie Guy, how are you? I have a penthouse in the virtual reality. I got it because when I go into the cities, I can meet new people and chat with them and see them instead of texting. There you go. But that's not me. Like maybe I will someday. Maybe I will, maybe we'll have a group someday of people from YouTube or patrons or whatever. Maybe, one day there'll be 5 of us going, hey, we all got Oculus. You want to play poker? From all over the world. That would be cool. But it's not, I don't have time to sit down and play poker now. How am I going to do it in a virtual world? Right? We just said I work 7 days a week. So if I get an Oculus, it will be things like, okay, today at this time and time around whatever, when I'm up and I'm dressed and I go, okay, what am I got to do today? All right, that leaves me, I got to do this, I got to edit this, I got to go live here, I've got to upload here, I've got to read this, like I've got to record this. Okay, I got a 45-minute to an hour slot here. Maybe I'll get a workout in. And then I can sit down and do my live. I'll be sweaty and stuff, but at least I will fit it into my schedule. It's not going to be my life. It's going to be a part of my life. See, that's the difference between me and many, many other people who make it a part of their life as a social tool. To me, it's not necessarily going to be, unless like Angie, like if I get one, Angie and I can connect and we can do our workouts together. Right? And that's, we can link up and work out together. So, I mean, there's possibilities. Absolutely. Am I shunning new technology? No. But am I going to live in virtual reality? Absolutely not. Right? I know, it was fun. So how is Nan doing today? Would you like to see her? Let's go say hi to Nan. Oi, oi. Nan? Mom? I'm coming out. People want to say hi. I'm coming out with the camera. People want to say hi. Gracie, hush. I might as well show you my babies too. No, you're fine. I'm just, here. There you go. Sit down. You don't have to do that. Just say hi.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Gracie, shut up.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, I did not give her that black eye.
No.
She got that rubbing your eyes because you had an itchy eye and your skin's so delicate you broke a blood vessel, right?
That's what they said.
What are you watching, Mom? Are you warm enough? It's friggin' hot in here. I know. He's that fire's got to leave.
Murdoch Mystery.
Okay.
The other one's over with, and it was good.
What was that? Harriet or something like that?
It's called Harriet.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to have to watch it with you again. So.
It's really good.
All right, Mom, we'll leave you be.
All right.
Hang on a second. Will you shut up? Will you stop? You know the camera's looking at you. That's right. Bow your head before your mummy. But the butt wiggles, eh? Yeah. All right. Well, since we're out here, folks, let's look at the garden. That fire has got to go. Like, holy crap. Oh my God, it's going out. I'm letting it go out. It's so hot in here. And when you're hot,
it's hot.
I know it's hot.
It's hot.
Okay, here's my water jug and my celeries. See, there's about 40 of them in here. You can't really see them. And well, I'm gonna get Howie to help me change the covers on the couch, Mom. There's my onions. There's my ginger. I put my ginger in there. And this rose is kind of starting to regrow. Oregano. That's basil, parsley. Just a few leeks. Chamomile. There's my sage. It's doing really well. I figured out that these were getting bleached out by too much light. So I've lifted the lights a bit, and the cabbages are purple. And they weren't purple on the package. So, not all of this is doing well, but some of it is. So there you go. Let's go back to the office. Oi. There it is, kids. There it is. My nemesis. Mom's laughing at me. I'm circling this thing, going, oh no. Look at all the buttons and techno-savvy crap. But we'll have fun, won't we? Of course we will. So. Oi, 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 my knee. Oi, my knees. Hang on a second, guys. I'm sorry for the hand in front of the camera, but... all right. Oi. Is that your alarm, Mom? What's it saying? Well, check your blood. Is it dropping? No, Malka, it's an Instapot. Sorry about that. It's an Instapot. Now, the lady who sent it to me is a fairly new YouTube family member. And she said, I see you work so hard and I just wanted to make your life a little easier, and God bless her. She had no idea that for the last 2 years, everybody's been telling me to get an Instapot. And I'm saying, I'm not spending on money on a new gadget. And so she said, I'm really sorry. You can exchange it. I said, no, listen, okay? Everybody's been asking me to get an Instapot. Okay? Are you all right, Mom?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Have a banana if your blood sugar's low.
It's not. It's 6.0.
Okay. I said, no, you got to hear me. Okay? I didn't want an Instapot. You're right. I didn't want an Instapot. However, the universe, like everybody on YouTube, says to get an Instapot, and the universe spoke to somebody and said, get this woman an Instapot. So she had no idea, or she wouldn't have bought it. But everything happens for a reason, which means I have to have a new learning curve. I have to learn something new. Well, guess what? Like the Oculus, if you don't do something new, you're just going to end up in a rut. So yes, we're going to have recipes, old recipes, and I got to research some of the ingredients, and I got to research some of the measurements and stuff because I don't recognize some of them. And we're going to do new stuff. And my whole life has just taken on a new level. That's all. It's awesome. Everything happens for a reason. That lovely woman sent me an Instapot because the universe said, Bev, you're being stubborn. It's time to learn something new. Because everybody's cooking with them, so I might as well learn, right? Hey, Steven, I love you. Mwah. Take care, honey. Enjoy your day off. What are you doing? How come you're dizzy? Carol Benjamin, you won't regret it. I was against them for a long time, but it's great for my health as far as exercising and meditation. Well, what an Instapot is, Melka, is a programmable electric pressure cooker. Now, before everyone says you can can with them, you can't can with them, I will never can with an electric pressure cooker until I know it is 100% safe. Period, full stop. But I am going to learn to cook with it because, and it's like everybody's acting like pressure cooking's new. It's not new. They've just modernized it. That's all. My dad cooked with a pressure cooker all the time. Someone gave him a small pressure cooker for Christmas, and he learned how to use it. You know what I mean? They're a great tool. I just was resistant to, is this too bright here? Not bright enough there. Can't see. I was resistant to it. Well, if I'm going to move forward, then there are things, obviously, the universe is telling me, then you've got to learn new things. Well, Malka, Six Sisters on YouTube has a lot of Instapot recipes to get you started. Well, I'm certainly going to start with the book, the instruction booklet. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's like the whole Instapot arrived Friday. I tried the Oculus Saturday. God is trying to tell me something. You know what I mean? Thanks for explaining, Bev. I have no tools, not even a blender. Well, I mean, I've got too many, right? You know, Briar bought me a Ninja blender. I love it. I have, you guys help pay for the big professional size KitchenAid. No, I don't use it every day, but then I don't break bread every day. And bread's the premier thing I use it for. And for the actual tools, the cutting, the slicing, the roll, the noodle roller, the noodle cutter, all those things take a stronger KitchenAid to operate. That's why I killed the red one. I killed the cowgirl. But, you know, I used and abused her to death. Right? So that's, you know, it's all about moving forward, isn't it? I'm alone, so that's fine. I may get a blender so I can mix up avocado drinks. Why don't you just get a bullet? They're even cheaper. I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is, if you notice, this is a person in touch with the spirit realm or their spiritual body. And look at all the flowers blooming around them, okay? It says, get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. And this is more important than ever. And that's something else I want to talk about. We've been working, we're winning, guys. All this horrible stuff that's going on in the world, I'm still hearing people like Russell Brand saying things like, we have to raise the vibrations and bring people to a place. We have to fix the world with love, not war. I mean, and we've been saying that for thousands of years, right? Right back to the 60s at least. Make love, not war, right? Now, while they were talking about sex, but we're talking about, love is the most imperative. That's why Christ was given to us, to teach us the value and the absolute necessity of love, filtering decisions through love, reactions through love, stopping and thinking and feeling with your heart before you react. You know what I mean? And so I've been hearing like Russell Brand say things like that. And yesterday on our way, there was a radio show on, and they were talking about a group. What the group is called Congregation, and they're a rock group, right? And they interviewed the guy, and he said it's kind of odd that you got a congregation, but he shows all aspects of. He brings all aspects of his mental, emotional, and spiritual life into his art, which is music. And he said there's enough hate in the world. He said, so that because they asked him where the name Congregation come from. He said, because we need to all get together and then blow the roof off of every stadium we enter with positive energy. And I went, yes, we're winning. I mean, when you start hearing this shit on radio, mainstream radio, I've got goosebumps all over my body. I said, you know what? I'm going to look up that group on my music, because I don't care if I like it or not. I'll find something to like about it. You know why? Because they want to blow the roof off every stadium they enter with good vibrations. There's enough anger and negativity in the world. We need to get together and sing and dance and rejoice, is basically what he was saying. So bring the congregation together and then, blow the roof off. So does them. So, can you draw a card for me? Who else was surprised by the time change? Let's talk about the time change. Okay. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Needs to stay Eastern Standard Time. We're now on Eastern Daylight Time. Right? The time change has no validity anymore. It was a World War I and II time thing where people had to do everything they needed to do from the beginning of sunrise to bedtime, because there were blackouts and all that kind of stuff, right? So that you could get more out of the day. It is totally irrelevant now, and all it does is screw everybody up, and not even everybody does it. So if any government out there is listening to me, get rid of daylight time, and let's go back to standard time all year round. Thank you. But now Howie's been plunged back into leaving for work. The sun was just starting to come up as he goes to work, and now he's back into going to work in the dark. Right? It's, you know what? It flips you around too much, right? Didn't we change it a while back? Yes, it happens every spring and every fall. Spring forward, fall back. So, Bridget McLean wants a card. Yeah, and that is the deck that's calling. I knew it was the deck that was calling. Flame Tree, the start of something new. Now, what I'm seeing here is you may see fire between two trees, but what I'm seeing is two people making a connection, and something's being born. Now, whether it's a relationship is being born or there's a child coming into it, but you look at those trees embracing each other and sheltering between them. This may mean something totally different for somebody another day, but I'm going to say there's something being born into your life. It may be a new relationship or something new in an old relationship. Okay? but pay attention to that. The start of something new. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we've been here for almost an hour. And I have to go and get some more work done. I have to go finish getting supper ready, and then I have to fix Nan's laptop. So I'm gonna head out. But now is the time. Now it's time to say goodbye. Good night. No, anyway. Now is the time when we come together to join hearts and hands, link to our individual faiths, and push some love and light out to the world. You do not have to stay for this. There is no judgment if you choose to leave. Not everybody is on the same wavelength, okay? This is just for the people who want to stay and want to link hearts, link hands, link spirits, link souls, and channel our higher powers, our God, to help us push more beauty, light, and love out to the world, okay? So for all those who care to, please help me close with a push of spiritual light to the world and an uplift to each other as well, okay? Now, I'm going to take this thing is driving me nuts. I have to fix the turn off the autofocus. Okay. So I'm going to take 3 nice deep breaths, and then we're going to link, okay? Excuse me. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to go up, hold, exhale, okay? And one more time. Hey, God, how's it going? Thank you, God, for bringing us together today. All people of all faiths. We know religion was created by man, but we can all come to you, God, and know that we lift up the world to you in all its anxiousness and pain and sorrow and disease and loneliness and addiction and rejection. We lift all those up to you, God, because we're only human beings and we can only do so much. But here, God, here we link hearts and we link hands, and we ask that you fill us to the bursting point with your divine light and love, so that it shoots out our arms and we become a circle across the world of beautiful divine light as we push that out of our bodies, and where people can come out of the darkness and take shelter in the light and recharge and step forward and lift their light aloft, the light that you have given them aloft, to join it pushing back at the darkness, because we know, God, darkness hates only one thing, and that's illumination. Whether it be truth or light or love, darkness and negativity hates the light of God. So thank you, God, for bringing us together. May we go forward in your light. Let it shining from us to make somebody else also feel loved and see the light and feel the love, even if it's only in a reflection. So thank you, God, for bringing us together. May we all go forward in your love, to share in love, patience, and tolerance, the gift of your love and light. Amen. Namaste. Shalom. Peace be with you. Merry meet, merry part, miigwech, blessed be. walk with the light of God in your heart, whatever your salutation is. Know that when we come together and we link hearts and we link hands across the world, we can do miraculous things. All right? Even if it's only bringing one more person into the light and sheltering them from the darkness, then that's an accomplishment to be lauded. Take care. God bless. I'll see you on Thursday. Mwah! Love you guys.